All right, Unique Mecca Audio here, man. I'm gonna tell you about my man Delroy Uzi. Locked up, coming out of Marion, Illinois, Supermax. This is before ADX. All right. So now we got my man Delroy Uzi. I spoke about him at the Connect. Make sure y'all go check out the Connect. The Connect at YouTube. My man Johnny Mitchell and Brian flew all the way from California to do a documentary on me. I approve of it. It's fire. You know what I mean? They did a wonderful job in editing. But now let me tell you about my man Delroy. Okay, back in the days in 1985, he got locked up. He was the first kingpin. He was the first, what they call it, Jamaican posse, kingpin to be locked up under the RICO law. So I'm giving y'all some jewels right now. Delroy Uzi is the first Jamaican kingpin to be locked up under the RICO law. Now, he got like 500 years and, a couple of life sentences or something like that. And it's crazy that I could even say it so casual, a couple of this and a couple of that. But, when you got life plus 20 over your head for 26 years, you meet other brothers with 5 life sentences and 1,500 years, sentence. You know what I mean? A little, 2 life sentences and 300 years become, numbing to you like it's nothing. Like somebody asked me the other day how much how much time such and such got. I said, nah, he only got 15. And I saw the way they look like only got 15. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, in my mind, 15 years is a blessing. You know what I mean? Compared to the time that I seen everybody else getting. But anyway, Delroy Uzi was in Marion, right? So he did his time in Marion. And Marion was a 23 and 1 lockdown. That means 23 hours in the cell, 1 hour a day, come out 5 days a week, and weekends you stay in. That's where John Gotti was at. You know what I mean? So I might give you one about John Gotti. Big shout out to John Gotti. Big shout out to John Gotti, original gangster. Original gangster. All right, so my man Delroy Uzi, when he was on the street, it's like he was he was with the Labor Party, the Labor Right Party, and he used to go at PNP. He felt like being that the PNP lost the election in Jamaica in 1980 with Manley and Ciega, that, anywhere in the world there's PNP, they owe him because he won the war. So when he came to America, he put together a crew called the Rankers. Rank in Jamaican means stink. You know what I mean? Like, a dog dead on the side of the road was a common occurrence in Jamaica. So if you walking by and you smell a dead dog, that's the carcass been sitting in the hot sun, you just say, oh, that rank. Where in America you just say, oh, something stink. Well, in Jamaica say, something rank. So they call them the Rankers because when he used to allegedly, chop up bodies and things like that, he left them rank. You know what I mean? Which means stinking. But anyway, so Delroy Uzi gets locked up. I got a couple of Delroy Uzi stories because I was with him in ADX too, after this incident that I'm going to tell you about. Delroy Uzi gets out of Marion and they sends him to Atlanta USP. Now he gets to Atlanta USP, and like I said, picture the mentality. This is get in my mind now so y'all can understand this. Picture the mentality of a man that feels like because one party lost and his party won, everybody that's affiliated with the other party owe him anything they get in the world. He's extorting them. You know what I mean? It's extortion to the fullest level. Gunshots. Now, Delroy Uzi gets to Atlanta. When he gets to Atlanta, I know this story firsthand because he told this to me when we was in ADX, because he made it out of Marion, went to Atlanta, stayed about a month or two, and then wound up getting shipped back to lockdown, and then they sent him to ADX, so the ADX opened up Supermax where I was at, so he came there and he told me this story. So Delroy Uzi gets out of, Marion, and he goes to Atlanta. When he goes to Atlanta, you see all those people behind me in the wall, hanging on the rail? Imagine being locked in a cell 23 hours a day, for like 10 years. Only person you see is yourself. And then they let you out in population, and now you see all these people up there. See the dude behind me with his hand raised. Let me see. Oh, okay, I get it this way. Let me get it right. You see the dude right over here behind my head. You know, look how his hands is sitting on the rail. Now, a dude like Delroy Uzi, or me or anybody coming out after 10 years not seeing nothing move but yourself, you think he's plotting on you. That's where your mentality is at. So the dude up there is looking, and you think that he's looking at you, he recognized you from somewhere. Maybe he, one of the Panamanians that, he robbed in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Or, might be one of the Mexicans he robbed, might be anything. This is all the things going through his mind, you know what I mean? And the dude, like, with his back turned up there with the, look like a Rasta kufi on, it's like he's talking to somebody in the cell, telling them that, yeah, Uzi here, we got to get him. This where his mind is at. Everybody's against him. So now he told me that when he came out, the first thing he did was they let him out to walk down the hall to go like, to go get his clothes from the laundry. And when he came out, it was like, hundreds of people walking by, and the noise was so loud and deafening. Like when I told you, when I came out of ADX, I went to Allenwood Penitentiary, and I was in a cell with a dude, and he moved his chair, like this to get something. And I'm laying down trying to sleep, and it sounded like somebody was scratching on the chalkboard. You understand what I'm saying? Like fingernails on a chalkboard just from dude moving. So I'm wondering what's going on. I'm telling you, dude, stop making all that noise. He's like, man, I ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm laying down, and he does it again, and I hear the nail on the chalkboard again. And I said, oh, snap. Y'all put in the comments what y'all think that was. I told y'all about this in another video. You know what I mean? Come on. All right, come on. Let the round of applause go. Put in the comment what you think that was that I heard. What that was that I heard, man, was the man's hair in his legs rubbing against his pants as he moved the chair. You know what I mean? That's how heightened my senses was, is how the psychology broke down my psychological, diagnosis and breakdown. Just to show you how that is. So my hearing got so, intensified because my other senses, was confined, that my hearing picked up even more like some bionic hearing or something, So now we sitting there, and Delroy said when he come in, everybody talking that, and I witnessed this too with a part of my transformation out of, confinement into, population, where when you standing up, you can actually hear people talking in pockets, because you got dudes over here, the Spanish dudes might be over here talking, the Jamaicans over here talking, the New York dudes, the Dirty South, the Chicago, the DC, the New York, and you could actually hear their conversation from across the hallway. That's how intensified our hearing was after these people locked us up in a cage for a decade. You know what I mean? I didn't do a decade, I did half of that. But now, my man just did a decade, so his joint is crazy off the hook. So he's sitting there and he's hearing all of this, right? So he said when they opened the door and he walked out in the hallway and he saw all the movement and heard all the noise, that he pinned his back against the wall. You know what I mean? And, he's reaching for his knife, but he don't have a knife yet. And he's like, oh, man. You know what I mean? He thinking they coming to get him, So that's how he was adjusting. So now he goes back in the unit and he tells the homie, y'all, I'm feeling a little, uneasy. Let me get a knife, man. I need a joint. You know what I mean? So dude gives him a knife. So dude gives him a knife, and now he feels a little better. Everywhere he go, he reaching for his knife from every sound that he's hearing. So one night, they up in the TV room, they watching, TV. I'm not going to say, the victim's name, but he wound up stabbing another one of the Jamaican homies. But look how this played out. Delroy, this is his mentality. So you youngins listen to this, so you don't think, it's nothing cool about going to prison, because this is how it screws your mind up. We up there, everybody watching TV in the joint, and, Delroy tell a dude, yo, go get me something to eat, you know what I mean? So dude go get it, because that's Big Delroy, official gangster. So dude go get him, some popcorn and, bring him back a soda. Ain't nothing. You looking out for the homie. He wanted something to eat. You go get him something to eat. So this was his mentality. Whenever he wanted something, he'd tell somebody, yo, go get this, go get that, go get this, and they'll do it. But this one dude was in the cut, and he looking, he's like, man, and he's screwing his face up like, man, shit, everybody running and catering to this nigga. I mean, he ain't God, he ain't nobody, you know what I mean? I'm not doing nothing for him. So, Uzi peeped that out and, when you dealing with a wolf, you know what I mean? They don't just look for prey. They create prey. You know what I mean? They want competition and violence. So Uzi see dude looking and could tell he wasn't feeling the way the whole movement was going down. So Uzi tell him, yo, go get me a pillow. Come me feel I look uncomfortable in that plastic chair them up. So we need something for sit upon. So go get me a pillow. You know? The dude said, get your pillow. And they said, yeah, we need something to sit upon. He said, man, I ain't one of these flunkies. You know, go get your own pillow. You know what I mean? Big mistake. Gunshots. Big mistake. Gunshots. Now, Uzi looked upon him and said, hold on. So y'all tell me, say, you not get my pillow when the man wants to sit upon him pillow? You know? And dude said, yeah, I nah, get to nothing now. I forget it yourself. You know, I'm no dude boy there. So everybody are bad man in other place. You're not the only bad man in here. You bleed like everybody else bleed. So Delroy looked at him and said, oh, me bleed like everybody else bleed. But you know, man bleed more than me when me done with him. You know who me is. He said, man, I don't care who you are. I said, oh, man. So Delroy told me the story. I'm sitting here, I'm laughing like a mother. And he like, man, come on, Unique. You know, but they called me Brainy back then. He said, come on, Brainy, what y'all laugh for? What y'all laugh for? Let me tell you what going on. Y'all have to go out, but let me tell you what going on. So I tell him, all right. So he finishing the story. He said, dude wouldn't get the joint. And dude was cool with everybody, but he was the renegade in the crew. So what Uzi do is, Uzi go to each man and told them, yo, you know, within a couple of days. This ain't happened once. You know what I mean? He went to each man and tell him, yo, Yankee boy, look upon me funny. We might need your armor. You know, might need your tool. Talking about your shank, your knife. He said, might need your thing, you know. He said, yo, whatever you need, I got you. You know what I mean? He said, yeah, but don't tell nobody where I'm going because I'm not going to deal with this by myself and just juke up the look of Yankee boy and go back where me I go. No disrespect to the Americans that he's referring as Yankee boy, but just giving you how the terminology goes so you see how this thing played out. So about 3 days later when the weekend come and everybody in there, you know, that day from that night, he go to everybody that's in the unit with him and Uzi tell him, yo, man, I go juke the boy up tonight. Give me your gun, your tool. You know, give me your tool. Man, I go juke the boy up tonight. So he went to all the Jamaicans in there and, you know, borrowed their knife to go handle his business, to go stab this American, is, you know, what he told them. So, you know, they going to look out and like, yo, you want to go with your eye? He said, no, I deal with this myself. Man, I have to make a statement for the Jamaica and they'll make them know say Jamaica no player. You know? So everybody give Delroy Uzi his knife, you know, their knife. So now everybody give him their knife and then they sitting down there and they watching something on TV that night. And Delroy tell the you know, like I said, I ain't gonna say his name. Y'all know who me on top of. You know? Big up. Let's get some gunshots in our house. So y'all know who I'm talking about. Delroy tell the dude again, yo, you know, we still need my pillow. You never did get my pillow, you know. The dude said, yo, didn't me tell you something? Nah, I get nothing for you, you know. And Delroy said, yo, so you not get my pillow? I said, yeah, all right. So Delroy jump up and just went to butchering this dude. Oh, man. Yo, calm down. I know y'all knew it was coming. Gunshots. I know y'all knew it was coming. Delroy Uzi jumped up and stabbed this man every place he could put a hole in him. I mean, he stabbed him so much when, you know, and this is a little joke because y'all like to criticize YouTube, but, you know, I got to tell my little stand-up comedy with it. Delroy stabbed this dude so much, right? That's like, let me run this back. And this part is true, you know, semi. Now, when I got shot up 4 times, you know, I had to jump off a 6-story building. When I got shot up, you know, right leg, left leg, up here, my upper chest, and, you know, I even got shot in my ass. You know what I mean? Because when the bullet hit me, it spun me around. And when it spun me around, nigga fired again and bang, caught me in my ass. I got to hit the gunshot. Bang, caught me in the ass. So now I got these 4 holes in me. And if you read the book, make sure y'all read the book of Roaring Harlem, man. Read the book of Roaring Harlem so you understand what's going on. Now, I got these holes in me. And I used to take, you know, cocaine and wet my finger and stick it in a bullet hole to numb up the hole because that joint was burning. I'm talking about, it was like somebody threw a lit firecracker or a lit M80 in each bullet hole is what it felt like. But when I put the cocaine in it numbed it enough for me to move around and still function, you know what I mean? But here's what I was getting at. So now, my grandmother taking care of me. I'm laid up out in Jersey trying to recover, so I go back to New York handling my business. You know what I mean? After I left the herb gates and I started to feel a little better, I go visit my grandmother and I'm drinking some water that she gave me. She said, "You look a perch, so drink some water." So I'm drinking the water, and could you believe I had so many holes in me that the water was coming out the bullet holes? Come on, man. Come on, man. The water was coming out the 4 bullet holes, man. Every liquid I put in me was coming out the bullet holes. You know what I mean? It was really like blood and pus, but, don't get all grossed out. But that's what it was. But let's go back to Delroy. So what I'm saying now is Delroy stabbed this dude so bad that, every time he drank water, you know what I mean? The water came right out the holes in his body. Delroy hit him up so hard and so deep, man, like it was a gunshot. You know what I mean? Let's not forget the gunshot. You know what I mean? But Delroy done tricked everybody into giving them their knife so they couldn't help dude out. So now nobody got a knife, you know what I mean, to help dude. But of course, dude had his knife. But Delroy, Delroy look a tick stocky, and real tick and stocky, like 2 times the size of me. He looked like a linebacker. You know what I mean? Because all he did up in Marion was work out and do push-ups. But when Delroy jumped on this man, Delroy said, "Yo, Unique, it was like, a mangy dog in a Jamaica. I'm starving. I just want blood for eat." And I saw him, I told me, and I could see it in his eyes that he was having a flashback. It said, "Me hold him down, I'm just juke him. And I'm like, "Oh, man, Delroy, come on, dog." I said, "Why you do that?" He said, "Because I'm tell the man to forget me pillow." I said, "You butchered a man because he didn't want to go get you a pillow to sit on?" He said, "Yeah, I mean you run the war." I said, "Oh, man." He said, "I mean put Siega in the office. Me a rude boy, me a bad boy. Me tell any one of them man for do something, they must do it." You know what I said? But the brothers was doing it because it wasn't no big deal to go get him a popcorn or a soda because they wasn't really watching the movie and he was into it. So if he said, "Y'all go grab me a soda real quick because I'm into this movie," dude, go get it. But now I'm telling the man to get him a pillow. Dude don't want to get him a pillow, and he feel that being that he won the war, that, he's entitled. Entitlement is a mother. He did like he was entitled. You understand what I'm saying? He was entitled to sit there and, have everybody cater to him, But nobody had a knife to help this brother out. And Delroy put the work in him so vicious, man, it's something else. But then now, after that, we up in the joint, and everybody in the ADX knew what happened. I came up there from the riot in Lewisburg, where, I allegedly, stabbed 2 police, you know what I mean? And, kicked off the riot and used the fan as a one pop. In Jamaica, we call it a one pop. That's where you take the handlebars from those string handlebars that roll up and you saw it off and you make it about this big. So, it look like a thing and, and you could hold it like a gun and, you put a bullet in and look a thing in the back, look like the rubber from a inside of a tire and then just push the bullet out, and only push out one, so we call it a one pop. But it pushed it out with so much force, it puts you down like it's a real gun. You know what I mean? So I allegedly made a one pop out of one of those big industrial fans that got the big base on the bottom. You know what I mean? They got the big pole going up and the fan this big. I allegedly took the top piece off. It leaned the joint over on the chair. Put a couple of pool balls in the back of the joint, and when I took the blade off from the fan, allegedly, I had the pool balls in the pole that the joint go on. Picture this in your mind now. Picture this in your mind. So now, when I take the blade off, the motor from the joint fits perfectly in the back of that hole. In the back of the hole. For the pole that the fan is in, and I put the fan on high and allegedly jammed it in there. Boom! You know what I mean? And that shot the pool balls out. Like a machine gun. Boom, 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 boom. And it started. I gotta hit the guns. That's how it was hitting it. When it hit the glass, only thing stopped it from going through the thing. You know what I mean? from, hitting the police on the other side that was trying to come in to kill us, was the glass in Lewisburg had chicken wire in between the glass. So it broke the glass and went through the chicken wire, but by then it slowed down the momentum, so they was all right. But, I know we got a lot of skeptics up here. My stories are so wild and outrageous that y'all don't even believe it, but this is how my life was. If y'all don't believe it, y'all Google the riot in Lewisburg, and you see they talk about this, this fan turned into a machine gun. Big shout out to Jamaica on the one pop. Big shout out to Jamaica on the one pop. Big shout out to Jamaica on the one pop. You know what I said? So, that saved my life, allegedly. But that's how it is. So we back in Lewisburg, I like to ride, but don't forget we was in Marion, Atlanta. Now we in Lewisburg. So, we back in Lewisburg, and the Jamaicans there wasn't nice. See, Jamaica don't mess with nobody. Jamaicans stay with Jamaicans, and Jamaicans feel like they better than everybody. The same way the Aryan Brotherhood feel like they're better than everybody. The Mexicans feel like everybody, mean like the Serrano. We call names so you don't think that I'm saying Mexicans being disrespectful, because we don't do that at Mecca Audio. You know what I mean? We talk about like, the Serranos, the Border Brothers, you understand, the Latin King. Everybody feel like they race is superior. Just like how, so y'all can understand it, just like how the young guys now, everybody feel like their hood is tougher than the next hood. Like I told a little story about the fashion yesterday about, how the leather the Sherlin jacket type jackets with the Indian frills, started in D.C., you know what I mean? And the Baltimore brothers said it, it started in Baltimore. Well, I seen it in D.C. first, so I'm speaking my truth. You know what I mean? That's where I see it. And giving D.C. they props because they earned that. And just like I was talking about, Miley Cyrus didn't start the twerking. You understand what I'm saying? I said it started in Miami. I had some brothers say that, it started in New Orleans. Did I say it right? New Orleans? I met some good brothers from down there, But, I know it, from Miami. And then where I know that y'all wrong in New Orleans, you know what I mean? If y'all want to challenge me, send me a DM. Don't get disrespectful in the comments on here. Get disrespectful if you want in the DM, because that's where we are. See what my hat say? Man time. And men speak their mind. Now, the New Orleans dude, couple of dudes that commented on the thing, they was real respectful. Big shout out to the respect. Big shout out to the respect. Big shout out. You know what I mean? The New Orleans dudes that commented, they disagreed with me. I have no problem with that, but they did it respectfully. You know what I mean? They said, no disrespect, OG, but, you know what I mean? Twerking started down here. You know what I mean? With, I forgot what they called the music that Manny Fresh and them be doing. But they mentioned Soulja Slim and like Juvenile or something. Yo, my nigga, you know what I mean? No disrespect. I'm going to be just as respectful because I'm also on man time. My nigga, let me explain something to you. Y'all telling me about Soulja Slim and Juvenile. That was in the late 90s. I'm talking about in the 80s, my nigga. How old was Soulja Slim and, whatever his name was, no disrespect, that you said, started it down there. So we're going to have to begin the debate here. Then y'all can come on the platform. We have a nice, friendly debate, and we discuss this. I'll bring on some of the Miami dudes, and some of y'all New Orleans dudes could come up here and defend that. But, how many dudes, how old do you think, what's his name, Soulja Slim or Manny Fresh was in 1987, 1988? That's what I'm talking about when twerking began, when I first seen it, when I went down there to Miami. So if y'all want to debate it, feel free to come up here, put it in the comments, man. And you put who started it in New Orleans, because y'all say New Orleans started it. I'm saying Miami. I'm from New York, but I got to give Miami their props. That's where I saw it, because New York girls didn't even know how to do it. The funniest thing is, and I got videotape of this, the funniest thing is, when the Miami girls came to New York and was popping the coochie and what y'all call twerking, big shout out to Miley Cyrus for jacking us, Big shout out to Miley Cyrus for jacking us, All right, calm down. When y'all call twerking, you know what I mean? The Miami girls was up here doing it, and I had them up in the Mecca, and, I had a bunch of the local girls in there, and they was trying to do it. And the funniest thing ever, and I got it all on videotape, man. I got plenty of videotape. I knew I was making history, and I knew that I was making a movie, and I was the lead character. You know what I mean? Yes, I was the lead character in my own movie. You know what I mean? So now the girls was trying to twerk to get their cheeks to move. You know, like how you see them doing it now. You know, and it's like one cheek would move, the other one was stuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, stuck. You know what I mean? Like something up in it. So I used to sit back laughing. I said, man, somebody break out the VCR, the VHS camera. Yeah, we had VHS cameras, you know, back then. We didn't have cell phones to just say break out the cell phone. So they brought the VHS camera out, and I recorded all this. But the funniest thing ever was trying to see a New York girl trying to twerk. You know what I mean? Trying to pop the coochie, you know? Because they didn't know nothing about it. I introduced them to it. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, ain't nobody going to even challenge me on that because they already know what time it is. But I'm the one that bought Desire, Champagne, Passion, Baby D, you know, Big Butt Nita. You understand what I'm saying? Portia, you know, rest in peace to Portia. You know what I mean? But I'm the one that brought all them up here that introduced this to New York. And the funniest thing is I got a chance to witness them trying to do it. And that's why when I came out of prison, and seen, even when I was, you know, was watching some videos, but I thought they was learning it from a dance class. And I seen, no disrespect, I seen white girls twerking. White girls doing what I saw black girls didn't have a clue how to even begin to make their cheeks shake like that. Now, white girls is twerking. And that's why Miley Cyrus got the props from y'all for that. You understand what I'm saying? Because she was the first one to put it on the mainstream. You know, I mean, like, come on, man. You know, so let's stop the games. But anyway, you know, that was my little Delroy Uzi joint. You know, I like to ramble and go on and give y'all different little history. I'm going to do a video, and I was going to do that today, but I'll probably drop that tomorrow, Friday. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. I'm going to do a video on what being a friend is, because a lot of y'all don't know what a friend is. I learned something from my mother. Big shout out to my mother, still alive, turned 88 April 5th, and she will be on April 5th, inshallah, because, you know, Allah been blessing me, and he let me come home to spend her last days with her. My mother told me when I was a kid, you know, when, you know, one of the homies did something, and I came home and said, man, I can't believe dude did this, and I'm mad. You understand? And I'm like, I'll never do nothing like that to him. My mother gave me the best lesson that y'all need to get right now. My mother looked me in the face and said, why? Sit down and listen to me. She said, y'all, there's two things you can do in life, but that don't mean I'm going to do it back to you. I said, what's that, Mom? She said, two things. One, you could love somebody. You understand what I'm saying? You could love somebody, you know, and you could befriend somebody, but that don't mean they're going to love you back or befriend you back. So just because you a friend to somebody don't mean they're going to be a friend to you. You understand what I just said? Now I'm going to break that down so y'all understand. You know how you do say, man, I love a dog. You know you weak niggas. I love a dog. That's why I don't play that love crap. You know what I mean? These old I love a dog niggas. Nigga talk about I love her. I love her. I can't believe she did that. I love her. Why she do that to me, man? I love a dog. Oh, weak ass nigga. Gunshots. That's what you need to get killed. You know what I mean? That was my mentality back then. That's not where it's at now, so that's not what I'm promoting. But I'm just letting you know when you're on the street, you already know the females is with you for what you got, what you could do for them, or who you are. Bottom line. They not with you, you know what I mean? Because they love you, dog. No. So now, dude's talking about he love her, but then he see her in my whip. You know? Just like me, when I was dealing with the little shorty, next thing you know, my little sister come run up to the Mecca and tell me that the little shorty and my man Acura, and I'm like, nah. You know? I thought she loved me, dog. You know, this is what I'm thinking. But you know me, I'm old gangster from the streets. I laughed it off. I said, okay, so we just gonna smother out and, you know, let her know what time it is that, you know, we don't play them little games. Because we could have both hit it together. You know what I mean? He could have got the first 20 minutes. I got the next 20 minutes, whatever. You know what I mean? But I mean, instead, she trying to play the both of us. And then when I try to wake the brother up and tell him like, yo, dog, she trying to play us, man. You know what I mean? While I'm hitting from the back, you come in the room, you just put it in the mouth. You understand what I'm saying? He said, no, I can't do that because I love her, dog. You love her. You know what I mean? But like I said, back to where I was at. Just because you love her, dog, don't mean she loved you back. Because if she loved you, she wouldn't have been choking out on my anaconda. You follow what I'm saying? Now, I've been on here long enough. I just want to give y'all a little story, but I'm going to give you one about a friendship. If y'all want the story about what real friendship is, You know what I mean? Let me know. Like, example, you say you moving. You know what I mean? This was on the street that y'all could understand. If you say, yo, you know, you call me and you say, damn, Unique, I'm getting ready to move from such and such, such and such. First thing I'm going to say is, because I'm a friend. You know what I mean? You want me to help you, dog? You understand what I'm saying? You need any help, dog? That's what a friend do. You know what I mean? A dude that's not your friend is going to say, oh, yeah, where you moving? Just to be nosy now. But he ain't offering to help. Just like I'm in a prison. Big shout out to D.C. Big shout out to my D.C. homies. You know, big shout out to my D.C. homies. And definitely gunshot for my D.C. homies. Definitely gunshot for my D.C. homies. Now, when I'm in a joint, if I'm sitting there and I look like I got something on my mind or I'm pissed off or whatever, my DC homies always rolled up and say, yo, what's up, dog? We got beef? You know what I mean? You heard that? We got beef? Because that's a friend. You know, that's how thorough they is in DC. Just giving it proper. Big shout out to Larry Moe, Law, you know, ER, Antone White, you understand what I'm saying? Big Red, you know, Rat, just to name a few. You know what I mean? This is how the men do. My man Eon, make sure you go check him out at DC Blacks, you know what I mean? So you can see, you know, what DC really like, you know, good brothers down there, you know. But that's where we at, man. You know, they always came and said, we got beef, you know what I mean? Yo, you all right today, dog? Instead of just seeing you looking all crazy or going through something and just walk by like it ain't nothing. This the crap that fake friends do. That's why mama said just because you somebody's friend don't mean that they your friend back. Just because you love the dog don't mean she love you back. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to close out by letting y'all know, you know, freejimmyfingers.com. Go sign my man petition. My man got a change.org petition. All you got to do is, you can even text yourself, but text your friend, all in one word, freejimmyfingers.com. That's all you got to do. I hooked that up for my brother, freejimmyfingers.com. And once you do that, it's going to pop up with a picture of him and his family, my man doing 300 years and like 6 life sentences. You know what I mean? He down with the Poison Clan, but he reformed now just like I'm reformed, and my man need to be out here to help us. So what did I say that was? freejimmyfingers, all one word, .com is all you got to do. Text that to a friend, to text it to a friend, to text it to a friend, to get a real man out that deserved to be out here because he was on man time, went in at 22. He's now turning, 50? Because he's been in 28 years. So let me tap out. Definitely got to hit another gunshot. Got to keep the gunshots going. You know what I mean? And now I'm about to close out. So don't say that I didn't give you the jewels you need. And the Cash App is on the screen. I don't care if it's $1, $5. Yeah, I ended with that. All right. So don't say I did not tell ya. All right. So that's where we at, family.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nautical Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What?
Fresh out the can of 26,
yeah.
He back on the strip, getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift.
Right.
You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom, dropped a book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.